Save big with OK Furniture's Christmas price beat. Don't miss out on the festive deals on furniture, appliances, home entertainment, and more. Browse our catalog now and shop these amazing deals in-store or online before 24 November 2024. T's and C's apply.
iDiskiTV, powered by World Sports Betting, diskitimes.co.za. Mamelodi Sundowns collecting 3 points against Polokwane City. They're moving further up the log, not further. But 3 points behind the log leaders, Orlando Pirates. But Mamelodi Sundowns, they wrapped up umsebenzi namhlanje. 3 points up against Polokwane City. What are your thoughts on the game? But before, kunjani fethu, right?
Shapunjani kalakatem.
No.
Shane McGregor.
No.
Welcome back, welcome back. It's been a while. We missed you. Welcome back, my friend. Tingibulisa machimbus. Tingibulisa inja ya mukhohlo. Ngibulise the legendary Benedict Vilakazi. Ngibulise leadership ubobzini umncithi. Ngibulise nonkuleko nkewu. Justice. Shane, athi sicale kanje before ngize Spanini. Athi siphule lento kancane before ngize Spanini vandag. Man ngidlule ku crime scene lapha FNB. You know, we're going to crime scene lapha man. Yeah, we're going to crime scene lapha. So moving into the we had to wait up until Wednesday. Since Lale against the Kaizer Chiefs, of course, an incredible performance today from our French players that don't normally make the starting lineup. But Shane, congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns, congratulations to the players, congratulations to the technical team, Coach Mangoba. Of course, an incredible job. Of course, now it's 6 wins now. Orlando Pirates, of course, has 7. We are 3 points behind. Now we're sharing the video already. Stogi keepers 2 of the teams that I have a high probability, Shane, of competing for the league this season. It's very interesting. But for me, I'm looking at the thing that when you look at the first thing when you want to analyze the game is you're looking at the first starting 11 when I Shane. So many changes. I think the coach is trying to manage load. Is it something that I agree on? No. Is it my opinion? Is it something that because I believe, football players want to play 30 games in a season. They want to play more than 50 games in a season. They want to play week in, week out. I don't think football players love training. I think they actually enjoy playing football games. So if you were to ask about Tebogo Mokoena, if you were to ask about Mtobi Mvala, if they wanted to play this match, they would tell you that they wanted to play. But because of office science and technology and the people that are involved in the game, I'm a physiotherapist, performance analyst. There's so many things that go into football nowadays, Shane, that actually requires that information goes to the coaches to say there's a possibility that if you do overload Rivero, by next season or by the time Slali Champions League, he might have an injury. We saw what happened to Mshishi. We tried to manage his load. I think that's something. Remember, you cannot compare South Africa to European leagues. We've got 6 titles that we need to play for this season. We've got 3 competitions, domestic. We've got the CAF, we've got the AFL, we've got the league. I don't know what's happening in AFL, but you're looking at that load as well. It's traveling. You need to consider it traveling as well, Shane. Tina must travel here. We don't just go straight to Morocco. We have to start Dubai and then City Morocco's connected. So you can't segregate that 16 hours. This is where you travel a lot. But just to go in the game, for me, a couple of impressive performances. A good goal from Lumfano Ulitlako. I think an identical goal I scored in the CAF Champions League. Open body finish. I love that. I think people that know me, I knows that I love a player that opens his body. And as an open body picks a spot, I think on a deflection, I'm not too sure. But if you check a goal, Shane, Lien's way quick play. Quick play from Mamelodi Sundowns. It was a free kick from the boy. I think the boy Bafaule and a totally quick free kick. Usail's good touch from Usail's lapaya. It's a good assist. That's his first assist of the game. The boy finishes. Second half, the very same thing, Shane. The assist comes from Usail during a counter press. Uyogen Klopp said something very important, Shane. He spoke about the counter press. They call it the gegen pressing. Press the ball carrier as quick as you can. More especially with how Mamelodi Sundowns play. It's a Barcelona philosophy. It's into a Masia actually. But the best way to win is to get the ball now. So the tactical structure says you play low risk passes, you try and keep the ball, try and destabilize the opponent, even psychologically affect them if you can check. And then now when you lose the ball, you are in the good position to quick counter. There's a psychological role. You can see Polokwane City in the first half, they struggled playing themselves, connecting, combining 5 passes. They started doing well second half. You understand what I'm saying? But for me, counter press and Mamelodi Sundowns, it looks like it's the secondary thing with the team in that conundrum. In my opinion, the primary of how Mamelodi Sundowns plays and their philosophy is actually based on their counter press. That's the primary. Because why? We need to win the ball as quick as you can. The second most important thing in this philosophy is how we keep the ball and how we move the ball and how we maintain. For us to psychologically drain the opponent, You understand how Shane? So for me, in my opinion, we play a lot of low risk passes, but there's a reason why. Right? We want to shift the opponent, he shifted to the side, see later on the direct line, he shifted to the side, see later to the direct line. And then now, the only exception of that rule is if there's an opportunity for a counter, Shane, you play those deep diagonal balls behind the center backs. I think that's where modern football is even moving, Shane. If you can check most teams, how they attack, they always attack both center backs. They put the ball in that direct line behind the both center backs. If you check out the opportunity that Polokwane City created on the right hand side, Matuludi as well, good combination play in how they process that opportunity or that moment in the progressive line, goes into the wide situation, brings in a cross. Unfortunately, Chauke doesn't know a finisher in that space.
That should have been a goal.
That should have been a goal. That should have been 1-1. I think game plan in Polokwane City, that's what they were working for. I think that's the moment they wanted in the game. And that opportunity came, they couldn't capitalize. But in my opinion, in the second half, they played much better. Is it a performance that should have won them the game? No. But just to single out a couple of players when I Shenda, Mapangula, Rodney Mapangula. I don't know how old he is here. I'm hoping he's not more than 26. If he's 24, 25, then he's got huge potential. I'm watching him very comfortable on the ball. He's press resistant as well. Press because they're not comfortable. If Sampunga, he's responsible for kabi ball on the second ball. But every time ball in midfield, he's very comfortable in the arrogance. I told you police. I told you the other guy who's a winger. Sometimes I'm told but Mapangula very impressed by him. I don't care who says what I mean. But I'm going to say this, Matuludi. Matuludi should be in the conversations of some of the top right backs in the country. I'm not saying he's better than anyone. He might have made a mistake, during that press. You can be intimidated by press Sundowns. You can make a mistake. Football is a game of mistakes. But for me, from what I saw from the boy, in terms of energy, in terms of him raising his hand, showing that he wants to play, he wants to perform. Some people can say, yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns, Paris Chiefs. You'll always raise your hand, Shane. But for me, the boy has been consistent every time when I watch him. It's him. Rodney Mapangula in that midfield. Police has been on and off the season. I don't want to lie to you. Even though, in my opinion, he's the face of Polokwane City. But I feel that there's so many players in that team that are going under the radar. Like I'm telling you, like Rodney Mapangula right now. I still need to see more from him. Mangiti Mong, Mina and Shane. I want to see more from him in the 90 minutes. I understand today with Sundowns. You cannot expect Polokwane to dominate the ball. But every time when I watch, I want to see him creating chances. I want to see a secondary pass. I want to see a primary pass, which is an assist. I want to see him take shots outside the box. I want to see him being dangerous, controlling the game. You understand? Passing the ball left, right, and center, collecting, behind my opponent. I still need to see more of him with regards to that, being a top player. But from him, from what I saw in terms of potential alone, I think the boy has impressed me. Matuludi as well. Obviously, they've got a big player there in who's very creative, on an individual brilliance. So Police, even though he didn't do anything today. But just to look at the Sundowns, we bring in a Marcelo Allende, we bring in a Reynas. You understand? The quality on the bench is so much. And for us to even win this game with fringe players, for me, is actually credit to the players that are playing today, because you cannot segregate a minus image fitness. It's very important. You understand? Because you lose your touch, you lose the movement, you lose a lot of things. But to check about now, yes, they are playing too far away from the goal because of the tactical structure. I think the diamond is back, Hugo Sundowns, where you'll find Lentwana Leulitlaku playing more as a number 10, not as a winger. You'll find Ushalulile drifting to the right, and then you are having Usail sometimes sticking there. But by interchange, I'm a position change, if you can check the tactical structure. But that structure, is structure Coach Mangoba used when he won the treble, no Coach Rolani. Minus both wingers, play with double strikers with the number 10, and then he with Uzoitola from Mama fullbacks. Ulunga, even though for me he's not the player that I like for his Sundowns, but I understand that he might probably help us in the Champions League. Ngani ngok defender ma set piece. So Simenenji load yakhe. He's probably the tallest left back we have, Mamelodi Sundowns. So if you're thinking about it from a technical perspective, you are saying he might not be a preference. Remember Imoto Shane, I'm moving even in a team, it's like that. Not every player must be good on the eye. Sometimes if modern football, siyakwazi ukufihla Shane if you're not comfortable on the ball. Sikususe ku build up, but sikunika ama responsibilities in a game. You understand, like defending ama dead ball situations, the standard situation, helping us to deal in a transition, more especially in height. The height matters in the Champions League. So that's what I'm trying to say with looking at the fact that players like Abu Libusa, they are playing, it's managing a load, understanding that Libusa gives you a left foot, but it doesn't only give you the left foot, it also helps you in a dead ball situation. Because don't forget Shane, soon, so it's like Champions League. There's certain quality of players that we need. You look at a player like Umbule. Players are what a player Shane. It will touch and move. He's got this ability of playing low risk passes, collect the ball, play two touch and move in the progressive line and in the build up. But Shane ngicela ubheka creativeness, step over, maka jumper, yeah, take zone. He becomes a different player now. He looks like a proper number 10 in terms of 1-2 combination play, in terms of thinking, decision making. But now the only criticism enginayo player is game yakhe ama shots on target, game yakhe ina goal. Even though he scored against the Royal AM with that counter press. But to Jurgen Klopp, like I said, because of Mamelodi Sundowns, we probably don't have these genius midfielders, except Unewa is one who can produce that final pass, more especially today. When in those instances, Shane, we apply what is called the gegenpress, which is the best playmaker. So we are one pass away from the goal. And Shane, we are bringing out the best of Boshalulile. Now Boshalulile have the responsibility of one-touch finish. Reina has the responsibility of one-touch finish. Even Nailo Sales, even though, for me, in my opinion, he's someone grand in terms of me profiling him proper. I still need to profile him proper because I want to understand what kind of a profile is he first before I can still judge him. Because Shane, for me, when you bring in a European player, he needs to raise the standard. You cannot bring a player now like South Africa. For me, that profile is like South Africa. Left foot, tall, even though he doesn't look that tall, slender, he's not skillful in my opinion. It doesn't look like he's good on the ball. I understand in terms of his language, him adjusting to the new league, new culture, new setup. But Ribeiro didn't need this. Shane. Marcelo Allende didn't need this last season. Should we give him more time? Probably. Maybe I might be proven wrong, but in the opportunities that the boy has been given, he hasn't proven himself. Understand?
Well, that's it. That's it. Mamelodi Sundowns wrapping up all the 3 points at Loftus Stadium against Polokwane City, moving towards the Orlando Pirates. 3 points behind. Remember, they lost their previous game against Polokwane City, but the Brazilians making sure Uguti they are putting pressure on E-Log leaders Orlando Pirates. Mamelodi Sundowns winning at Loftus. That's it for iDiskiTV.